In a quiet little village, surrounded by green fields and dusty roads, there lived an old man named John Miller and his wife Mary. Their small wooden house stood at the edge of the village, peaceful, simple, and filled with memories of their only son, Daniel. Daniel had grown up running through those fields, chasing butterflies and laughing in the sunlight. He loved sitting beside his father every evening, listening to stories about hard work and honesty. When Daniel turned 25, he told his parents, "Dad, I'm going to the city. I'll find a job and make a better life for all of us." John smiled proudly, though his eyes were wet. "Go, son, make us proud," he said softly. Mary hugged Daniel tightly and whispered, "Don't forget us, please." And then Daniel left, with dreams in his eyes and promises in his heart. Days turned into years. Every morning, Mary swept the porch and looked down the old road, the same road her son had taken years ago. John sat on the wooden bench, reading an old newspaper. Not for the news, but because it reminded him of the day Daniel left. Sometimes the neighbors asked, "Mr. Miller, did your son call?" John would smile and say, "Yes, soon, he'll come soon." But deep inside, he wasn't sure anymore. Daniel called once in a while. Sometimes months passed with no word. He always said the same thing. "Dad, I'm busy. Life here is hard. I'll visit soon." But soon never came. The forgotten home. The seasons came and went. Hot summers, heavy rains, cold winters. Yet the old couple's hope never faded. Mary cooked Daniel's favorite meal every Sunday just in case he came that day. She kept his plate ready till late at night, then quietly packed it away. John's hair turned white. His steps became slower. Still, every evening he sat on the porch staring at the road, waiting to hear, "Dad, I'm home." In the city, far away, in the noisy city, Daniel worked long hours. He was surrounded by tall buildings, bright lights, and constant traffic. He told himself he was doing it all for his parents. He often thought of calling home. But then another meeting, another deadline, another excuse. "I'll call tomorrow," he would say. But tomorrow never came. The last letter. One rainy morning, the village postman came with an envelope. Mary's hands trembled as she opened it. It was a letter from Daniel. "Dear Mom and Dad, I'm sorry I haven't visited. Work has been crazy, but I'll come home soon, I promise." A tear dropped onto the page. John smiled faintly and said, "See, Mary, he still remembers us." That evening they waited longer than usual, but Daniel didn't come. The silent night. Months passed again. One cold night, Mary was coughing badly. John sat beside her, holding her hand. "Don't worry," she whispered. "Our son will come soon." That night, she closed her eyes forever.
John buried her under the big oak tree near their house, the one Daniel had planted when he was 10. He sat by her grave every day, still watching the road. The return. Years later, a car stopped at the end of that same dusty road. A man stepped out, older, tired, wearing city clothes. It was Daniel. He smiled as he walked toward the house, thinking of his parents waiting for him. But when he reached, the porch was empty. The bench was still there, but covered in dust. The windows were closed. He called out, "Dad, Mom?" No answer. Behind the house, he saw two graves, and side by side. One read Mary Miller, the other John Miller. Daniel fell to his knees. Tears rolled down his face as he whispered, "I'm sorry I was too late." He sat there until sunset, remembering every moment. His mother's laughter, his father's voice, the smell of home. The house was silent now, but in that silence he could almost hear his father's words again. "Go, son, make us proud." As the night fell, Daniel lit 2 candles near their graves. He whispered, "I'll never leave you again." And for the first time in years, the empty porch felt warm again. Not because someone came home, but because love never really leaves.